Hello, boys and girls. How are you for your science lesson? Well, I'm glad that I'm here with you again. And this is one of our last science lessons from this book too. And it's going to be about sound. What is sound? All right, let's find out what is sound. Sounds all around. So you might need to turn the page. Look at all those children. It looks like you, boys and girls. Some of them look like you, right? This one looks like Jennifer a little bit. And this could be Nazir. And this one looks like Diana a little bit, right? And this one could be Kimberly, right? With the long ponytails. All right, let's see. So sounds all around. Listen, what do you hear? Is it a person talking? Is it a pencil tapping? Both are sounds. Sound is a kind of energy you hear. So that's what sound is. Energy that you can hear. Sound comes in through your ears, through the sense of hearing. Sound is made when an object vibrates. To vibrate is to move quickly back and forth. So that's what happens when the strings on a guitar vibrate. Is when you plug them, when they move back and forth, they vibrate, and that's the music you can hear. You can hear vibrations with your ears, and you can feel them with your hands. It says the top of the drum vibrates when you hit it. It says touch your throat and hum. What happens? So you're gonna open your hand, and you're gonna put it around your throat, and you're gonna say this. You can hear vibrations. You can hear how your throat vibrates. The same word again. You can hear how your throat vibrates. You can actually feel the vocal cords, how the vocal cords vibrate inside your neck. All right. It says loud or soft. So it's very important to remember, boys and girls, that some sounds are loud. Other sounds are soft. Loudness is how loud or soft a sound is. So we know a little bit about temperature, right? We know that temperature is how cold or how warm the air feels. But loudness is how loud or soft a sound is. A loud sound can make you cover your ears, right? When it's too such a loud noise. A soft sound can be hard to hear. That's when you have to say, "Can you please say it again? Because I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't understand what you said." You see, there are a few kids here playing instruments, and here we're gonna focus on the xylophone. And you're gonna see why now. You see, the xylophone it goes from the keys on the xylophone. They go from narrow, and then they become wider. They become wider as the xylophone like the way the xylophone is built. It goes from narrow keys to wide keys. And let's see what it says over here. It says an instrument can make a loud or a soft sound. Its loudness changes with how you play it. A drum makes a louder sound if you hit it harder. So basically, if you I know this is only a table, not a drum, but if you tap on the table, you make a soft sound, right? But if you go like with your entire hand, it makes a louder sound now, right? Because I'm hitting it harder. I'm not only hitting it with my fingers, I'm hitting it with my entire hand. It makes a louder noise. All right, we're gonna learn about pitch, boys and girls. High pitch and low pitch. So this is the same xylophone that you can see over here. The narrow keys make a high pitch. The wider keys make a low pitch. And that's gonna apply for everything. So smaller instruments make higher pitch. The bigger instruments make a low pitch. So some sounds are high, some sounds are low. pitch is how high or low a sound is. So here it says, look at the xylophone. This is the xylophone, and you can also see the pictures here. It says, which birds have a low pitch? The blank birds. Which one says low pitch? Low pitch, the wide one, right? Let me see, where did I put the pencil? So the Y keys, or the Y bars, make a low pitch, low. Y goes with low pitch. And then which bars have a high pitch? High pitch, it's gonna be high pitch, it's gonna be the narrow bars. Narrow bars, las estrellas. So the Y, las anchas hacen un low pitch. The narrow bars, las estrechitas, they make a high pitch. Wide and narrow. Alright, boys and girls, we're moving on to our next page. Let's see what we have here. And there's something funny about every page. Every page has a big ear on one side. It says, listen up. Sound is important to everyday life. Some sounds give you information. People talk to each other to learn things. Right now you're learning because you're listening to me. A dog's bark may let you know that a person is coming. Sounds can warn you too. A smoke detector warns of a fire. So these are all sounds. It says, what do these sounds tell you? When someone knocks at the door, when someone uses that thing to knock on the door, someone's at the door, you have to open the door. Or you have to tell mommy, Mom, someone is at the door. You never open the door. This is a fire alarm, boys and girls. These should be in different areas of your house. So the sound, it makes a very high pitch and loud sound. And it's just to let you know there's a smoke in the house. There might not be a big fire, but there's a little fire at least that is causing smoke. The smoke triggers something inside of these that makes a loud noise. The police officer, you see, sometimes the police officer tells you no crossing the street. When she blows her whistle, she's trying to tell you something. Maybe to cross the street, or maybe to stay and wait. Oh, look at the bell. Bell on the bicycle. If you are walking in the park and you hear a bike's bell behind you, might be someone that is riding a bike and you have to get out of the way so that person can come through. Well, we have the dog. The dog can also be a warning sound. Sometimes dogs bark when they see danger. When they see a stranger, they bark. So it's good to know when is it that your dog barks. And finally, here we have a fire truck. I remember when we were in class, we were always listening to the fire trucks and to the police cars. And they make a similar noise. Ooh, alright, so here we are finally with the questions. It says market. Circle the place where people are quiet. So here's the library and here's the park. Where is it that people are supposed to be quiet? You are right if you said the library. We're going to circle the place where people are to be quiet. El lugar donde las personas están calladitos es en la librería. En la librería siempre hay que estar calladitos. How about the second one? Draw an X on the place where people are loud. I know it's the park. You love to be loud in the park. So this is where people are supposed to be loud, donde las personas están, que hacen mucho ruido en el parque, porque están alegres, están corriendo. Alright, so now we have question number 2 and number 3. And here we're going to have to circle again. Circle the bell with the higher pitch. Do you remember which objects have higher pitch? The objects that have higher pitch are the smaller objects. So we're going to circle the smaller bell. And finally, boys and girls, we are going to draw it. We're going to draw an object that makes a warning sound. Let's draw an object that makes a warning sound. Do you remember that fire alarm? Well, we're going to try to draw the fire alarm. It's like a circle. And he has some lines over here. And then like kind of a rectangle over here with a circle, right? Something like that. It's a fire detector. The fire detector, you can see it on the ceiling. You can find them on the ceiling. And that's what the smoke does. The smoke tends to go up. It goes up to the ceiling. That's why when there's a fire, you should duck. It means that you kneel and you crawl on the floor, so you don't breathe all that smoke. All right, boys and girls. Now on this page, I do need your name. Very important. I didn't need your name on the rest of the pages, but on this one, I do. Super important that you write your name, boys and girls, please. This is our check, our brain check for the lesson. This is the page that I grade for you. And you know it, we've been doing this since the beginning of the year. Since the beginning of the school year. This is lesson 4, our brain check for the lesson we just did. We're going to write our name, and now we are going to unscramble the words. These are the words that we're going to unscramble. You see? And we're going to unscramble them into pitch, sound, vibrate, and loudness. So let's see. Number 1, a blank is a kind of energy that you hear. What is it, a kind of energy that you hear? You have a D, an N, S, U, O. It's sound, right? Sound. So how do we unscramble the word? S, O, U, N, D. Sound. And now we can cross out the word because you already use it. A sound is a kind of energy that you hear. Number 2, to blink is to move quickly back and forth. B-I-V-T-A-R-E. What word do you think is that? Vibrate. Vibrate. So that's our word. We can cross it out because we already use it. Alright, we have D-O-U-L-S-E-N-S. A sounds, blank is a long word. It's how loud or soft it is. A sounds what? Pitch or loudness? It's going to be loudness, right? Loudness is right here. I'm going to copy the word loudness. L-O-U-D-N-E-S-S. Loudness. A sound's loudness is how loud or soft it is. And finally, since we already used the rest, well, the last one is going to be pitch, right? A sound's pitch is how high or low it is. Pitch. You can pause the video if you need to get all these words on your own page. Pueden pausar este video ahora, que están todas las palabras en la cámara, en la pantalla, para que puedan copiar las palabras si les falta alguna. And here we can see a violin. Alright, boys and girls, over here we have a little chart. It says, write to complete the chart. And we're going to give examples of everything. It says, kind of sound, a loud sound. It's a hammer banging, boom, boom, boom. A soft sound. What can be a soft sound? Well, here at home, a soft sound, it's footsteps. Footsteps are usually a soft sound, at least here at home. Footsteps. You can choose another soft sound if you want, but I decided to choose footsteps. Alright, how about high pitch? What is it, something that has high pitch? A bird chirping, right? It's like, it can be trees away from your house, but you can hear that bird chirping because it has a high pitch. How about a low pitch? Low pitch. Well, I think a low pitch will be a book falling, right? Let's see. If you have a book and you drop it, that's a low pitch, right? So, a book falling. We're going to put book falling. A book falling has a low pitch. So the words are right there for you, so you can copy them. And finally, boys and girls, we are going to write about a warning sound. It says, what warning sounds have you heard? Write a sentence about one of them. A sentence about a warning sound. So since we have to write a complete sentence, we can say, I have. We're going to restate the question. I have heard. It says, what warning sounds have you heard? I have heard the warning sound of a what? Which one do you want to choose? Well, I'm going to choose, boys and girls, a fire truck, right? You can choose whichever other you want, but I'm going to choose a fire truck. When I'm driving on the street and I hear the fire truck, to me, it means that I have to move out of the way. I have to change lanes. I cannot stay in front of the fire truck. It can be a fire truck or it can be an ambulance. But usually fire trucks are in a rush because they have to get to a place that is on fire. So when I hear fire truck, to me, that's a big move away, right? So I'm going to try to get all the words, the entire sentence on the screen so you can copy it. Si pueden pausar el video ahora, por favor, para que lo puedan copiar la oración entera. Boys and girls, I'm going to remind you, please do not forget to do your spelling city. You have an assignment for every day of the week. Do not forget to do your I Ready at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. I want you to become the best readers that you can. And I also want you to not forget to do your IXL. We're doing IXL P5 and P6. I'm going to double check. Yes, it is P5 and P.6. So I'll see you tomorrow, boys and girls. Have a wonderful day and enjoy. Bye.